Has a game ever made as influential of a jump to 3D as Mario 64? In one release, Nintendo set a new standard for 3D games, platformers, and vitally, the Mario series itself. One of the game's greatest strengths is in its variety. The mission-based structure means Nintendo can create all sorts of unique tasks that take place within a single level. Having Peach's castle serve as a hub world with the conceit of jumping into paintings serving as the level select means Nintendo can set their levels to be basically wherever they want without having to worry too much about justifying it. This structure worked well. Mario 64 is undoubtedly one of the capital G great games, and perhaps because of this, a standard set of Mario worlds were written in stone. You have the snow world, the desert world, the fire world, and the standard green grass, blue skies, and brown hills Mario level. Again, it all works for Mario 64. It was still new at the time. Eventually, though, Mario players become burnt out by these settings when the fourth game in the new Super Mario line had come out without any notable iteration. In contrast to the unceasing variety of Mario 64, Nintendo followed up with Mario Sunshine, a game set entirely on the tropical Isle Delfino. Levels in Sunshine still contain variety, but it's variety within its tropical theme. It's a tropical island, but one with beaches, jungles, harbors, resorts, and even an amusement park. And of course, you can't forget Delfino Plaza, a hub world so good, you'll often just end up returning there to goof around. This setting is something I personally gel with, partially thanks to some strong nostalgia, and if you felt similar, you probably love the game. On the other hand, if you didn't like the setting by minute 15, you're probably not going to like it by hour 15. Still, it's a smart departure from Mario 64. A follow-up that just reused the same handful of settings, even on stronger hardware, would feel a bit hollow. So for what Mario Sunshine loses in raw variety, it makes up for lack of a better word, vibes. It's a game you think about during early summer because it just fits so well. This is a powerful thing to achieve. So, Nintendo presents two divergent paths for a thematic presentation in the Mario series. Mario 64 packs a ton of variety by building its levels out of distinct, tried-and-true environments. Mario Sunshine opts for a single vision and builds its levels within it. They're both equally valid options, and given the enduring popularity of Mario, I'd say for whatever decisions Nintendo makes, they probably know what they're doing. But along came Mario's third adventure in 3D platforming, Super Mario Galaxy. This title presents a third option where Nintendo has their thematic cake and eats it too. This time around, Mario's adventures send him into the vast expanse of space. The key new gameplay hook are the spherical platforms that Mario jumps around on, an idea Nintendo had showcased in the famous Mario 128 demo from the early 2000s. They hung on to the idea and eventually put it into full production with Mario Galaxy. Due to these spheroids and the various levels of gravitational pull they can have, the decision was made to set the game in space. But this isn't just boring old human space. This is space as seen through the lens of Mario. This means the game can be packed with a visual variety of Mario 64, while all being wrapped in a single unifying theme like Mario Sunshine. During the game, you'll return to the established ice, fire, and desert environments, but they reappear with an insane artistic flair, because hey, now it's in space, and things are weird in space. It simultaneously presents the player with a ton of variety while still having all the individual pieces look consistent. This space setting also opened the door to a ton of additional level concepts, and they get weird too. You have levels made of cakes, a golf course, and even a toy box. It all just works because space is flexible enough to be weird. Unsurprisingly, Nintendo themselves were aware of the variety the game's setting could afford them. The late Satoru Iwata himself even commented on it during an Iwata Asks interview with the game's developers. Quote, "It really works as an advantage to have the game take place in space, as it's flexible enough to accommodate a wide range of ideas. I mean, as long as each of the planets are different, you can do whatever you want." Not that thematic consistency is even something to be concerned about in a Mario game, but you can't deny that setting the game in space solves a lot of issues in a very elegant way. It's an inspired choice that pays off handsomely. This isn't even taking into account just how powerful the space backdrop is throughout the normal course of play. Seeing a starscape in the background while jumping from sphere to sphere is a simple trick, but by God it works. Bodies of water that hold themselves together is a great visual while not feeling gamey. Even the series staple airships are given a novel new presentation by simply placing them within an asteroid belt. For longtime Mario fans, seeing this stuff is somewhat revelatory. Nintendo has pushed the level of majesty in a Mario game to the greatest it's ever been. This majesty might secretly be the strongest element of Super Mario Galaxy. Even considering the more cutesy elements of some levels, the overriding memory of Mario Galaxy is one of Mario at his most majestic. Perhaps the game's greatest trick in terms of this majestic splendor is found in the launch stars. These are the primary vehicle for moving Mario throughout a level, but the flair given to them is in another league. The first time you see Mario use one to launch through the atmosphere and gracefully land on another planetoid is legitimately jaw-dropping. There is a reason Nintendo starts every level with Mario on the tail end of one of these launch star trips. It's because it just looks so good. It would have been easy enough to star wipe up to a level with Mario just standing there ready to go, but Nintendo knows. They know what the people want, and the people want Mario to look really friggin' majestic. This majesty is complemented in many ways throughout the game. The game's hub world is the common observatory, and while I still personally prefer Delfino Plaza, there's no denying the regalness of this mansion-turned spaceship. The music here is a waltz that evolves throughout the game, for goodness sake. As usual, Nintendo continues to secretly have some of the best cutscene direction in terms of shot composition and camera movements, and it's put to great effect here to produce some grandiose moments that bookend the adventure. Even the box art is well considered, showing Mario in flight before his sun eclipsing a freaking planet. I'll still take Mario 3's Raccoon Mario on a flat yellow background any day, but Galaxy puts in the work. And finally, there's the music. Oh, that music. The Wii era is definitely when Nintendo just decided to include top-tier compositions in their games, and this one is the first fully orchestrated performance for a Mario game. It should be self-evident that orchestrated songs are the right choice for a game about soaring through space. It can be moving when it wants, inspiring, mystical, scary, and just flat-out exciting. Considering Nintendo designs their games under the principle of form follows function, the fact Super Mario Galaxy has one of the company's strongest thematic presentations is fairly surprising. But then again, they're pretty smart over there at the big end, and they like to take their time to do things right. What started with a reason to justify Mario platforming on floating spheres ended up with one of the company's most memorable games to date. It's one of Mario's best, and certainly him at his most majestic.